So, Nigerian former president Goodluck Jonathan is explaining to us what really happened in Guinea Bissau. Not really what they told us. It wasn't a military takeover. It's as if the thing was an arrangement by the sitting government with these military people. Not that military took over. According to him, he said that it was the president that announced the particular military takeover. Just watch the video. I'm coming back.
What happened in Guinea-Bissau, I wouldn't call it. It was not. Maybe some people describe it as no, not quite.
RNG?
I would just say, if it is like, for want of better word, I would say maybe it was a ceremonial. Because for two things, it is the President Balo, that announced it. Before later, the military man came up to address the world that they were in charge of everywhere. Then Mbalo has already announced, which is strange. Not only announcing, Mbalo, while the coup took place, was using his phone and addressing media organizations across the world that he has been arrested. I'm a Nigerian close to 70, and I know how they keep heads of state when it takes place. Recently, I was a mediator in Mali, an ECOWAS mediator in Mali, and within that period, we had a military coup. Military don't take over governments, and the sitting president that they overthrown will be allowed to be addressing press conferences and announcing that he has been arrested. Why does this happen? Who is fooling who? Basically, what happened in Guinea-Bissau is quite disturbing to me, who believes in democracy. In fact, I feel more pained than the day I called Buhari to congratulate him when I lost the election as a sitting president. Because I've been quite particular about Guinea-Bissau. As a sitting president, then, Guinea-Bissau was in crisis. Started by about 2012. By 2011, we have to go physically. We worked with them and made sure that by 2014, we went 2013, elections were conducted. In fact, it was so bad the day that I learned that a military man went to the office of the Prime Minister and sister in the office. It was that bad. And what is happening is like we are going back to those dark days of Guinea-Bissau, where the military can do whatever they think they can do. It's totally not acceptable. The elections were done peacefully. We were in the field. I was a part of the West African Elders Forum. Normally, we are not co-observers, so we didn't deploy observation teams across, but we observed within Bissau, the capital, and the neighboring settlements. But during the meeting of all heads of observation missions, and they gave accounts of all the observers gave their account. Nobody gave something different. The elections were peaceful. Counting of results at the polling units peacefully done. The conduct of the electoral officials, the security, the party agents, the voters. It was a good election, and one expected the results to be announced. Then while they were collating the results, then they are finished collating results. You know, results are, for presidential elections are collated at different levels. Right. The 9 regions, results were ready. So they were collating them at the capital. And when they were almost through, and we're all waiting for the result to be announced, then Mbalo announced that that's a coup. That they have taken over, they have arrested him. But from all indications, nobody arrested him. My conviction is that, and my charge to ECOWAS and AU is that they must announce their results. They have the results because AU and ECOWAS officials were at all the regions when the results were collated. They cannot change those results. They should tally all those results and announce. They cannot force the military out, but they must announce, let the world know who won that election. Let the world know who won that election. And they owe the world that responsibility. Similar thing happened in Cote d'Ivoire when I was the chair of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS. When in 2010 we had elections in Cote d'Ivoire, Gbagbo was the sitting president. At the first round, Gbagbo got 40-something% of the votes. Ouattara got 30-something% of the votes. And their law, you must get 50% of the votes plus one, at least. Democrats are about majority. You must get a simple majority to be the president. So they have to go for a second round. And when they went for the second round, all those other candidates that lost now supported Ouattara. And Ouattara now got more votes than Gbagbo. And Gbagbo said he was not going. That he won the election. How can somebody who had something now come and defeat him? But that is a law. Then all the observers, international community say, Ouattara won the election. Then we ECOWAS say, well, you're our colleague, but you have to go. If the observers, everybody say, Ouattara won the election, Ouattara must be sworn in as president of Cote d'Ivoire. I stood my ground as the chair of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS, and Ouattara was sworn in. So, the leadership of ECOWAS, luckily, Madabio was a former military man himself, so he should be courageous. The leadership of AU, they must be courageous. They must announce who won that election. I'm not saying they should mobilize soldiers to go on, but we must know. Because the results are there. They have the results. The AU, ECOWAS, they have the results. So we cannot be playing pranks. Nobody should call others. There's no way they remove a coup at the time they want to announce the result. How? And the president was the person who announced. It doesn't happen anywhere. Well, you people are too young, so you didn't know what used to happen in Nigeria. We're a country that will witness series of. So it doesn't happen.
Well, Your Excellency, speaking about ECOWAS.
So, based on what my former president here, Goodluck Jonathan, explained here because he was there, what I understand here be say, let me put it, what I understood on what my former president explained here be say, maybe the sitting president, which is this one you are seeing here, Mbalo, was losing the election. And he now arranged with the military to take over the country. Let it just be as if that the military has taken over the country. That kind of thing now. Because what he explained here, even when that thing happened, the information was that even the president was even making call to some people. When the military, according to him, that the military has arrested him. But he was there also making call. So what former president is saying here now is that there was nothing like military takeover in Guinea Bissau. That election went peacefully. There was no problem in the country. That people were already waiting for the result to be announced. That they have even finished collecting the results. That they have finished collecting the results, waiting for the result to be announced. When the president himself was the one that came out and announced the military. Is it that, did he even announce that the military want to take over or that the military has taken over? No, it didn't just look like, according to my former president, that it just looked like a prank. African leaders, it didn't just look like a prank. It just that the man, maybe according to from information, understand, and from what he explained in this video, it just maybe the man, what I understood be saying, maybe the man was losing the election, so he need to just act fast so that opposition will not take over the country from him. Why now? Why must he do such a thing? And you know that we have learned people that came to observe the election like this man. And he's now calling for ECOWAS to make sure that they announce the winner of that election, that the result is ready. That the result of the election is ready. It's with the ECOWAS and EU. Whether the person will be sworn in or not, because they will not go and take over the country from the military, but that the result should be announced so that people will know who really won that election. And from what is going on, it's as if that man lost the election. The sitting president lost that election. Yes. That was why he quickly announced. Jesus. African leaders, I beg. People are just funny. You people are just funny. Hiya. Why not just allow the person that won the election for the fact that the people have spoken? This is the person we need. Why not allow the person to be? Must we be there? Must you be there? That's why people keep respecting Goodluck Jonathan till today. People keep respecting this man. But it is hard to see a leader that will act what this former president Goodluck Jonathan did during his time. It is hard. Even the people that have ruled Nigeria before, many of them cannot do it. And other African leaders. Imagine what happened in Guinea Bissau. Well, let's keep watching and see whether ECOWAS and AU will really announce the results and tell the world who won the election. And now we really know that it was an arrangee with the president and the military. And we are both all this kind of thing. And that's, you get the point. We are both this kind of thing in Africa. This is 21st century. I remember my humble self, my peace and love. Just drop your comments and tell me what you think about this issue. You just like a drama, a prank, like former President Goodluck Jonathan. One love, we move.